Seitsemän, 4, 5.
Рома. Густо ди Рома. Здесь вкус виден в каждой форме.
Iltakisahan täällä näillä lennyspiireillä on. Täällä on jo hämärää, jolla ja on nämä valot sitten huolehtimassa sen, että TV-katsomoihin tämä näyttäytyy sitten kuitenkin kirkkaana täällä kunnolla kaikkialla. Metsä ja ainakaan, vaikka mukavasti siinä on kuitenkin saatavilla. Valotuissa hieman poliiselti. Iltakisahan täällä näillä lennyspiireillä on. Täällä on jo hämärää, jolla ja on nämä valot sitten huolehtimassa sen, että TV-katsomoihin tämä näyttäytyy sitten kuitenkin kirkkaana täällä kunnolla kaikkialla. Metsä ja ainakaan, vaikka mukavasti siinä on kuitenkin saatavilla. Hieman poliiselti. Näin kontiolahden maisemia. Saadaan Mr. Wonderland tuolla myöskin tuonne maailmalle tähän kontiolahdelta. Ja suomalaiset numero siis 24 Marianne 37 Mira 38 on Nastasia Pittä numero 70 Elisa Länkää numero 80 on Petmale. Saattaja siinä oli jo valmiina saapumassa BMW lähtöportille. Samat joku startin otteinen. Hän oli normaalista 27, mutta jos tässä päivällä on jälleen harman arvoisuudella, niin ne taisi olla kärkinä alaisuudella tuossa naisten viestissä. Ja pari joukkuetta jo perusteella on otteemme alaisuuden korjaamme viestiä. Siinä oli viestiä kolmanneksi. Tähän mukaan siis 95 kilpailijaa. Sitten ensimmäinen ja Chauffeur ranskalainen sitten 95 viimeinen lähtinen. Myös miesikilpailussa jokaisella ajopisteellä tässä tapahtuu. Huomioon ennen päästään uudelleen. Täyden ajamisen ilma. Kyllä sellainen ilma, että on värisellä peittissä, jotka on musiikin taas. Oi, no mutta säällähän on oikein samanlaista, ei selvitäkään kummallista huolta ja passi yhtään varmasti sitä katsossa. Numero 1, number 1, there BMW Stargate. She is coming off start London from Norway.
So the first of the sprint competitions about to get underway. 95 starters today, quite a big field. And Caroline Naughton, the pathfinder, as she makes her way around this track. Easy start out of the stadium. In fact, Ian, talk us through this first 500-600 metres. Very easy start, flat, and then big drop-off as we work our way out of the stadium.
There is, just like the men's race this morning. It's an easy start, it's flat, and then you eventually hit a hill, a downhill. So you're almost at the furthest point of this course before you start doing any work at all. So no one can afford to start casually in this sprint.
They cannot pull on Klemencic. Starting for Slovenia. Slovenia have got a cross-country skier, Anna Maria Lampitz. We won't see her in the World Cup quite yet, but she's racing very well in the IBU Cup. But Klemencic, brilliant result, 19th, one of her best results 3 days ago now in the individual. Well, Lisa Vitozzi, she's actually one of my favourites to take the overall title. The indicators, Ian, so far as she breaks free is she's managing her shooting so much better this season. We saw, sadly, a lot of missed targets, especially in her first prone last season.
Yeah, I think Dorothy Vera's been her inspiration in the early years, but Dorothy, to be fair, she's starting to slow down, and that can actually work in Vitozzi's favour because she can see an opportunity now to move up into the top slot in the Italian team, so she'll be hungry for that, and she hasn't had as much success, so that keeps the appetite going.
It does. Psychology is such a huge thing in every team. Anna Magnusson, 27-year-old now. She came 7th in this race at the Olympics, and they didn't include her in the relay where they won gold. It must have been so painful. Very much on form, 16th in the 15-kilometre, missing 2 targets, and a very good relay performance 2 days ago where Sweden took the gold medal.
So this is where the work tends to start for the women on this course, and start to climb now. And they've just got a couple of tough climbs coming in. Unlike the men, they had 3 big hills. The women have 2 fairly big walls to get up, with the last one just being before that relatively difficult lead into the range.
And I think you'd agree this 1 minute 55 to this marker. Actually, it's been a very easy profile, so the race really, in many of the athletes' minds, may well just right. Here's my first climb, the race starts now.
Yeah, they've got no lactic in their legs until this point, but within about 30-40 seconds from here, the rest of the 20 minutes or so that they're on this course, they're going to be full of lactic.
They are, and I think, Ian, you may disagree, but I think this track profile today will make it an extremely tight race. We're looking, I think, in maybe even fractions of seconds for the podium.
Yeah, it's interesting. It was interesting to see, curious to see this morning that by this point for the men's race there was some fairly big gaps, and I wonder if that is just the way people started or just different in ski speed coming down that long hill.
Skis certainly do appear as always to be a factor. Fialkova, formerly Fialkova, she's now Botovska Fialkova, married this summer, and as many of the athletes have. And very much improved Elisa Gasparin. 15th, her best last season in a sprint race, Ian, in Otapa towards the end of the season. I think she's better this year. I think she's a lot better this season.
Next to go will be the Italian superstar Dorothy Vera. Probably the most watched. I reckon that clip from the relay in Antholz a couple of years ago, probably the most watched biathlon shoot, where I think there was like a 0.8 of a second between each shot, and she cleared them all and the crowd went nuts.
Do you know, that's her trademark, isn't it? She came in as a young biathlete to World Cup racing, and everyone was saying, how does she do that, shooting so fast? Off she goes, Dorothea Vera, bronze medal at the Olympic Games in this event. She's got all the street cred, if you like, to win these races with exactly that, her fast shooting. Chloe Chevalier, that's a strong start without a doubt, almost matching Magnusson, just 0.3 seconds behind. And the work begins. The track, Ian, it seems very, very compressed there on the first climb. Is it breaking up on the second climb?
I haven't managed to see that yet on the climb. It's starting to get colder now here in Contiolahti, so it should settle down. And I didn't see much moisture in the tracks at all earlier today.
I feel a little bit for Vitozzi. The Group 1 today is much smaller. 37 athletes were put into Group 1 for the individual race. Only 27 sorry, 28th today. And luck of the draw, Vitozzi sadly has been drawn in bib number 3, so everyone chasing her times.
Yeah, that's tough. Not gliding brilliantly up here, Mike. I've seen her when Vitozzi's really flying, she's much more sparky, she jumps, and the left ski wasn't gliding very far, but it is really difficult to tell how steep that is. You almost, we would tend to call it a stopper.
it's horrific. There's Hannah Öberg. She starts a little later, bib 34. Her younger sister, Elvira, skiing so fast. They're both in such great form. She starts bib number 40. So talk is in, Ian, as Connaughton comes in for her shooting. What's going through her mind? What's she trying to do at this moment?
Well, she would have already ruled out any problem with the wind at this point, which would be the first thing to do as you arrive at the range. Yeah, so arrive at the range, look, check the wind. You're going through your routine. Most of what she does with a rifle at this point, she doesn't need to think about. It's all automatic. Bolt open, new magazine in, clip in, down in position, get that left elbow right underneath the rifle, close the bolt, and then settle down. And right now, she just needs to make sure she gets this first one away tight. That was good. And then slot into her routine. This is good. Same amount of time between each shot. Yeah, 2.2 seconds. Oh, perfect. I mean, textbook, and not outrageously quick, but absolutely good enough.
Brilliantly called, and that was great discipline. She did drag her sights over to, I think it was maybe 3 clicks to the right. Those lanes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you're getting that small wind influence from the right.
Yeah, I didn't see earlier how it was when she was zeroing, so of course she's got to take into account where the wind flags are while she's zeroing. Vitozzi has made up a lot of time here.
Yes, the skiing is strong this season. Love the big left elbow plant there. She's just securing the position. Tension out of the hands there. You can see her moving the fingers around. Worst possible start. Well, I suppose you could say if you're going to miss, let it be the first one. Now she will know in the back of her mind if this podium wants to, if she wants another podium. She did achieve that 3-4 days ago. She now needs to get all 5 stand.
Yeah, she can't afford another miss if she wants to be on the podium. And I don't know whether she can win currently with 1 penalty.
No, I'm not sure she has quite the ski speed. Well, Magnusson came into the range some 10 seconds adrift of Vitozzi. Slightly faster first shot, Ian, but maybe that's her undoing, was missing to the right.
Yeah, this is more erratic. The time between each shot is not so consistent. But hey, 1 miss. It's pretty average for the first 4 now.
And Sean Mark, well, he's radioing out to the staff on the track. He knows full well what that feels like. He started in over 250 World Cup races.
So Chloe Chevalier suffering with cold hands there. That's a surprise. I didn't think it was that cold there at the moment. But she just needs to make sure she's got some feeling in her right hand so she can feel the trigger.
Bit late there, lifting the rear sight cover. Not snowing today, but you have to keep those drills of covering the rear sight and the foresight.
Yeah, and it really helps to get feedback, to watch yourself.
Oh, lucky.
That was helpful, to watch your own performance, to notice what you're doing wrong, because sometimes you can just tidy up a little bit of process in the range, and then once you practice it a few times, it becomes natural, and you'll then do it right every time. But you need to sometimes see what you're doing in order to pick up on those things.
Very much. Chevalier Boucher, I think she was extremely lucky there. The target thought about it, do a drop all the way over it. It almost didn't counterweight the target over. Kurvinen targets, the Kurvinen factory, like 15 kilometers down the road. I went in and had a look around the factory 4 weeks ago when I was up here, and yep, those targets have been sent all around the world. So Gasparin also just taking into account this little increase of wind coming from her right shoulder.
Slightly high prone position. Looks a little less stable than some of the lower, more weighted positions. But hey, not doing her any harm at all. That is brilliant shoot. Dorothy Vera managed to get to the firing point. It's sometimes the psychology arriving at the point and choosing the point right next to the athlete that's coming in front of you. Say, I'm here and I'm on your tail.
I've landed. So Vera, it's good skiing actually today. She's only 7.9, and look at her trademark. You mentioned her trademark shooting. To get all 5 in 25.4 seconds.
Yeah, we see the best of Dorothy Vera when it looks like she's just turning up and doing it rather than thinking too much.
Yes, she was very annoyed where she was overthinking things a couple of years ago. How about that? 7.9 seconds late into the range and out with an advantage of 2.3. Well, I know you fancied Vanessa Voigt's chances, and she really has picked her ski speed up, actually, Ian. She's only 3.8 seconds off the pace.
I mean, I'm so impressed with her shooting. She is so disciplined in the range, and if she can continue to keep improving her ski speed as the season goes by and maintain the shooting record that she has, I reckon she'll make a podium today. Whether she'll win or not, she could do, but I think you know who my favorite is for the win today.
I do indeed, and see the different process there. One of the shots, she shot 5.2 seconds. Very different process to Dorothea Vera, where it's clinical. It's all sub 2 seconds between each shot, and I think that's what makes Voigt a very careful, a very controlled biathlete.
Yeah, and there you can see the difference. So she's gone out nearly 6 seconds behind Dorothy Vera, and all of that was to do with the time between each of the shots. But it's paying off for her, and it paid off getting a 4th with a perfect shoot 2 days ago in the 2-3 days ago in the individual.
Gotovska Fialkova, look at her pulse there, 171 beats a minute as she takes the first shot. So she's really still in a physical stress scenario.
Great. Good to see it dropping quickly, though. Came down about 20 beats in the time that she was on the firing point. So a good recovery. She's obviously in excellent shape.
She is indeed. Quite interesting, last season she didn't have a fabulous season all the way through and past the Olympics, and then at the very end she came good in also and managed to place herself on the podium in the pursuit competition. Heike Gross. Quite a tense position there, not much relaxation through the rifle. And off she goes. Instead of turning right and onto the second round of 2.5 kilometers, she has to turn left onto the 150-meter penalty loop. Already, Notten back into the range, stand shooting. Perfect 5 out of 5 in prone. Can she do the same again and set herself up as she did here 2 years ago? She came 3rd in this race, and she'll have those positive memories in her mind.
Good. Not rushing. One blink. Oh! No way.
Do you know what? In training, in her pre-thinking prior to coming in, she will have thought, anchor it, get my breathing under control. It's almost as if she backed off and became frightened of those last 2 shots. Cost her dearly. So let's have a look at Herman's time into the range. She's leading the way, 5.6 seconds ahead of Chloe Chevalier. Fantastic. So Herman is really making an early statement, the time to chase, and she's always very fast. They'll be getting the split times off Herman, and though the big names starting behind will realize they've really got to pick their game up today.
Yeah, we would expect to see Herman Wick, skiing slightly quicker than Dorothy Vera. And Dorothy making up the time in the range. Vitosi already in for her second shoot. She needs a 0 if she's going to have a chance of being competitive in tomorrow's pursuit. Not hanging around. Come on. Yes.
Delighted.
Good.
Yoni, well, he never shows much expression, but the little fist pump there, he's certainly happy with the second 5 shots. And actually, Vitozi's shooting score, Ian, it's been a great start. She only missed 1 out of 20 in the individual race. No spare rounds in the relay. And today, only 1 out of 10. That's a very, very exciting shooting score.
She's over 30 seconds ahead of her teammate. No, sorry. Dorothy Vera's not been in to shoot yet, sorry. There are only 3 or 4 that have shot.
That's right. Vera should be in. She's bib number 9. Chloe Chevalier. And again, as you point out, thicker gloves, thicker gloves.
Yeah, sometimes if you start the race with slightly cold hands, they just get colder because the big muscle groups demand every drop of blood, and nothing gets to the extremities like the fingers.
Yeah, the ears. That's why she's covered the ears, the fingers, your nose, and especially your toes. So 16.7 to the first shot as Hannah Öberg gets underway. I wonder if Hannah, Ian, will have been put off with Herman Vick with her good shooting performance in the prone shooting.
She's a smart lady, Hannah. I wonder whether she was even watching.
Probably not. Chevalier, Chloe Chevalier made hard work of those 5 shots. Took a long time to miss 2 targets. Now, what can Julie Simon do?
Yeah, I've got her down as a favorite for a podium today. I'm not going to say necessarily win, but I think she's on good enough form to be on the podium.
I think you're right. Her ski speed on the first lap, and she tends to be more disciplined these days. She holds back a little on the first round of 2.5 to give herself strength on the important last lap. So Julie Simon just exiting the range as Dorothea Vera. 5 out of 5 rapid fire first time. Probably the same the second time. Well, she seemed to change the routine a little bit there on the shot, or she extended the time on the 3rd shot and went rapid again on the 4th, and that seemed to trip her up. 1 penalty, costing Vera dearly.
Yeah, we tend to think that Vera needs to shoot clear to win. And so I doubt if that's going to happen for her today. You're right, the 3rd shot was a little slower, but it hit, and she was obviously doing something quite disciplined, but that then seemed to interrupt her flow.
It seemed to ripple her performance. Vanessa Voigt from Oberhof. She'll be so happy. The World Championships arrive there at the 7th of February.
Shooting stats so good last year. 90% in the stand. One of the best on the circuit.
I love the way she brings the left elbow nicely locked into the hip bone.
Good. Delay. Well done. Oh.
Didn't expect that.
No. Neither did she.
She's programmed, isn't she, to keep discipline. That's well, she has shown a little wobble, a little weakness. Elvira Öberg, bib 40, her older sister started bib 34, and I think that'll be the ski time she'll be chasing.
Yeah, she's in a good position, Elvira. She's my favorite for the win today. I expect she'll come first. And my other 4, I'm going to pick 4, Mike. Vanessa Voigt, Julia Simon, and Neige Chevalier-Boucher as an outsider, as the other 3. Those 3, 2 of which to make the podium. And I would love to see Stina Nielsen have a good race. Maybe she could shoot 0 or 1 and a late start, so it's tough.
I'm with you. I'd love to see her, but she is always on that late start position. Incredibly high pulse rate there from Batovska Fialkova. She was 186 as she 186 beats per minute as she released the first shot. And maybe that's what's caused the 2 penalty loops. They're taking about 25, 26 seconds to get round. There she goes, turning left onto the penalty loop. 2 times. How painful is that?
Oh, dreadful.
Just checking out on the track. Oh, here she is. Hannah Öberg. I thought she might have a larger margin at this point. Coaches have probably said, you know, hold back on the first lap, open up second and third.
Yeah, she looked like she was in control there, so. Keeping something back, I think, and as we've seen, the heart rate is very high on a lot of where we've been able to see the heart rate monitors. They're very high, so this course doesn't allow you to get your heart rate down before you hit the firing point.
As we see Dorothea Vera coming up the first of the 2 climbs, I have to say Emma Lunder at 6.2. Yes, it's early in the race, but she's hit the perfect 10. She's in first place at 6.2 kilometers. Here she is, coming up towards the finish.
Yeah, Emma Lunder, she's had a few other top 10 places in recent years. She can make the top 10, but she has to shoot clear to do it.
And often she does, and she is another of those athletes. Well, there's Vitozzi missing her target, so unlikely to be a victory today. It's a lead time so far, 49.6 to her advantage. Emma Lunder is actually, I think Vitozzi, Emma Lunder's still ahead as we saw her approaching the steep hill, but I think Vitozzi will have put a stronger final 500 meters. That's tough, isn't it? The limit in which the athletes take themselves to.
Get that camera out of my face for a second at least.
So into the range. Interestingly, Hannah Öberg running just about level with Denise Herman-Vick. Just 1/10 of a second faster. Just get the feeling of calm, Ian.
Yeah, look how far under the rifle she manages to get that left arm. That's a very secure position.
Love it, love the 2-3 breaths in between.
Mike, I predicted it. I just felt like that last shot wasn't going to go well. It was all just happening too easily.
Incredible. It was a wild miss, so it was either a preemptive reaction, right, take it now, and then the brain gets in the way. I thought she was going to flow through all 5. Emma Lunder was leading out at 6.2 kilometers. So Emma Lunder was leading out on the track earlier. I think Vitozzi, who's now across the line, has increased her pace over the last 500 meters. I think Emma Lunder will find herself crossing the line in second place. Still a good result, but still very early in this race. Hitting the perfect 10. We didn't see that many perfect 10 out of 10 in the men's race this morning.
No, we didn't. We were surprised by that. You would expect the women to shoot worse because they've had to zero in one light and then compete in a slightly different light, which affects the shooting.
Extraordinary. It's the risk factor, isn't it? Coming in so hard, now she's missed 2 shots.
Okay, I'm glad I picked 4 others for the podium, Mike, because Julie Seaman probably won't make the podium now.
I don't think so. I think she's shot her way into trouble.
Local girl, Mari Ada, getting the support of the crowd.
Yes.
All of them.
Yes, and do you know the big turnaround this year? Marie Eder, most of her training in Austria. She's married to, well, the cousin of Simon Eder. She lives down in Austria, but very much improved from what we've seen so far this season. into well, fourth place. Of course, it's very tight as they exit the range. 1.6 seconds separating the top four after the first shoot. So Dorothea Viera, well, she just can't afford to miss targets. She's 17.6 behind. Third place for now as she finished at the Olympics, but this isn't going to remain a podium performance.
No, and the same shooting score as Vitozzi. So Dorothy, despite her quicker time in the range, probably 20-25 seconds slower over the snow than the Vitozzi. Elvira Oberg, now my favorite for the win today, but probably needs to shoot clear to win.
She's certainly shown her skiing prowess on the track. She's 5.5 seconds ahead of second place, which is her older sister. Just like Hannah, her sister, missing the last shot. Slightly different place. What's going on? She looked settled. She looked in control. She didn't rush in between each shot. She could afford to because of her fabulous ski speed. So Vanessa Voigt missing one. She doesn't have the ski speed today. And I suppose out of character, missing one.
Yeah,
one shot. So Davidova, not our favoured discipline this, but so far it's looking brilliant in this new season.
Wow, she's not hanging around.
Ah,
no.
What happened?
I think that was probably her tactic today. I'm just going to get in, move quickly, and she'll now be thinking, okay, well, that didn't work so well. Now, there you go, shake of the head.
And
no good.
And strangely, when it comes to a 4-time shooting race, she has a different mindset. She was 18th, 20th, 62nd, 12th, 11th, 27th, 41, 49 last year in this race. She's much better than that.
Strange, yeah. You tend to think of Davidova as being one of the top, very top athletes. And of course, she is fantastic, but I'm surprised by that sprint record.
Yes. So Botev, another star found, 21-year-old. Very low position, I like it, but it hasn't played out well today. In the end, she had to lose a further 5 seconds by taking 7.1 on the last shot, but it paid off in that she managed to hit the last shot. Ida Lien, another of the early starters from Lillehammer. There's a World Cup cross-country race there today. Ida was 6th in the individual, missing only 2 out of 20. I beg your pardon, 11th in the individual. Looking at Denise Herman's time there. So Lien missing, just one target today. And the last 10 meters or so, well, I think we predicted the race would be tight. She's down in 4th position at the moment. So 16 athletes now across the line. And here is Denise Herman. She's over the lead time of Vitozzi. That surprises me a little. And well done to Vitozzi. So Denise Herman Vick, 3rd place. Losing time, losing a lot of time actually, Ian, on the last like 1.8 kilometers.
Yeah, because so many of the top athletes are missing one becomes the zero. One becomes the zero in the race. So now there are lots of people on that par, if you like. So now Vitozzi's ski speed starts to become much more useful.
It really does. So Marie Eder, and she's going to get so much support and crowd cheering on the range for this stand shoot coming up. I really hope that doesn't put her stand position off. So how exciting is that?
Yeah, all of those athletes that we saw there had zeros against their name for the prone.
Marie Eder coming up towards the range as Hannah Öberg for the second time. Remember, she missed one target, the last shot in prone shooting. Big advantage if she gets these 5 shots.
Rapid. No.
Incredible. She's much better than that. She, in the interview after the relay, she said, yep, shooting just fine, feels easy, not having to work for it. Maybe she didn't dig deep enough there.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Now, I didn't have Tandrevol down as a podium today because I didn't think she was fast enough. But based on the shooting scores that we've seen so far, if she can clear, that moves her back up then into a potential podium place.
Yes, Tandrevol. The shooting has been excellent.
Come on.
Yes. Mazet must now feel that that Tandrevol is his biggest hope, as she was in the individual, where she finished in second place. So huge pressure moment for Finland, leading the race, 37 on her chest. A lot of athletes, big names before her.
Yeah. She had big shoes to fill with becoming the #1 lady in Finland after Makarainen retired, but got a couple of wins in Homunkohl, I think, a couple of years ago, and well, not going so well. Today, come on. No. Oh, pressure.
Did the spectators, did they put her off? She will have known that the race was going well. She will have been informed her position probably out on the track. And now it's turn left and 2 times around this 150-meter extra skiing as a penalty for each shot missed.
Yeah, you go into that tight penalty loop, frustrated, whereas if you turn right, you spin out into this huge, wide motorway of a track, and you feel free. And it was great to see Tandrevol just a minute ago skiing out round that corner with the usual trademark tongue sticking out, as if to say, here we go. More pain ahead, but I'm up for it.
Well, absolutely. It's very, very interesting. Elvira coming in, but because we've been focusing on Hannah Öberg, we've completely... Cameras didn't pick up on Lisa Theresa Hauser. She's hit 10 out of 10, and she leads the race after the second time in. So Elvira Öberg, having missed one, will be chasing Hauser if she hits all 5.
Whoa.
Pulse rate, Ian, still on 167, I think, there. And it's just not happening. Extraordinary. The sisters have shot exactly the same. Missing 1, the Elvira Öberg, Hannah Öberg, missing 1 prone, missing 2 stand. Their great ski speed just wiped out by those targets missed. Here she comes, Lisa Theresa Hauser. She's shot the perfect score. And look at this time, it really is impressive. And look who's in second place, Vitozzi, having missed 1 target. What a beautiful start to her season. But it's all about the Austrian.
Come on. This is where she has to keep the speed going and not allow her pace to decelerate at this point. It's really not easy because there's a couple of little climbs as you come in and around. It seems you think the finish is just there, but it's still quite a long way away, and it hurts so much after that big climb at the end.
The wall is tough. Davidova missing 2. Actually, it's not a bad performance, missing 2. She's in 10th place. And this is the last recovery. It's not long. And Hauser staying in the tuck position as long as she can. She's got an advantage of just over a minute. I think she'll still be about 11, 12 seconds ahead. Still a way to go. Vittozzi will be looking up at the big scoreboard. She'll be looking down the home straight as Hauser comes round the bend.
Yeah, look at the way she gets that leading thigh forward, getting a whole body weight over the ski. That allows you to glide just a couple of centimeters longer than the way it tends to play out if you're tired and you don't rotate the hips, transfer the weight. The glide is short, and she never looks like she's going that fast, Lisa Theresa Hauser.
Yes, so strong coming in to set the new best time. It might be a time, Ian, that remains all day. It's 17.3 advantage over Vittozzi.
Some people have a grimace that looks like a smile. And Lisa Theresa Hauser has one of those. So even though she is in pain right now, it looks like she's smiling, and I'm sure she's happy.
She's a very smiley, positive, happy character, and she'll be even more so if she remains at the top of the field. Tandrevold could change things. Yes, so Tandrevold still to come in for her stand shoot. I think that's the coach saying you're doing a really good job. Of course she is. She's in second place. And look at the time deficit there, Ian. 3 penalty loops, 49 seconds behind. Hannah Öberg still trying to do this damage limitation with her great ski speed.
Yeah, she'll be trying to close the gap on the leaders so that she's not starting too far back tomorrow. If she can get it to about 30 seconds, then she'll believe she can win. Actually, if she gets within a minute, she'll believe she can win, but she would need to have more or less a perfect shoot.
Ivona Fialkova, I mentioned her at the start of the race because she cross-fired in her first race. That means she lines up on lane, as she is today, what's that, lane 25, but she cross-fires on lane 26. Let's have a look. Is she checking the number? She is. She won't get it wrong today. Her time is excellent. She needs 5. First shot missed. And the second. And the third. It's as if she didn't aim that third shot. She was almost frightened.
She can't believe it. Looking down, looking back at the target. Did I really just miss the last 3?
Did I really just do that? But your brain, doesn't it? It's a fog. It's the time stands still as Hannah Öberg increasing pace if she can towards the line. Looks like it could remain. No, maybe not. Not quite fast enough for third position. So, yes, 9th position in the end. Hannah Öberg. It's so tight. The field is so tight as they cross the line. Extraordinary.
She won't stay in the top 10, but if she did with 3 penalties, that would be extraordinary.
Yes, it would. Ingrid Landmark Tandrevold shooting for first place. That's a shot 4 gone wide.
1.
Well, the day gets better, Ian, for Vittozzi, seeing main contenders missing targets. And what about Emma Lunder? Big shout out to Emma Lunder. She's still in 3rd place, 25 seconds behind. She did shoot the perfect 10.
Yeah, fantastic. I feel like Tandrevold probably feels she has the weight of the Norwegian flag on her shoulders with Tyrell and Reuseland. Tyrell Eckhoff and Reuseland away at this World Cup.
Yes, the big names missing this season. In fact, Reuseland 2 years ago had 2nd place, way up the top last year as well. And you're right, Tandrevold will take that mantle of the main challenger. Very similar time to her older sister through this point. In fact, I think it was 46.
Yeah, and the same shooting score, almost identical. Isn't that odd?
It is, and Marie Eder, it would have been, could have been, might have, if been a podium, but it wasn't. She missed 2. And 11th place. These times are so important. Tomorrow, of course, the pursuit competition, the start in the deficit time in which they finished today.
But we are seeing a little bit of a repeat of the men's race this morning, Mike, with almost, I mean, I think we've got maybe 2 people in the top 15 that have shot clear.
Extraordinary. quite calm conditions. And I think, you know, a little nervous still at the beginning of a new season. And being aware so many athletes are now a little quicker, that you have to push hard out on the track. You have to keep it firm. Deidre Irwin just going past. Elvira Urberg will be shouting to get by, I think. She'll, yes, take her on the inside. She'll be shouting, let me past, and there we go.
I think Urberg has skied a good last lap. She'll probably go ahead of her sister. Maybe stay in the top 10.
Incredible. You're right, a very good last lap, Ian. She left the range. Just thinking, over 50 seconds behind.
Yeah,
so
look, she's still powering along.
Incredible, 56 seconds behind. She's got it back to 40. That's an incredible fast ski time on the last lap.
Well done.
So Erika Janka from Finland. Will they give her the off-putting cheer? Slightly. It's getting louder. Their hope is actually building. Excellent. Excellent. 27-year-old, quite lightly raced for Finland last season, but I think Janka will find herself involved in every World Cup, showing this kind of performance.
Yeah, quite right. Technically very good. Looks relaxed.
24 behind. Now, what can Lynn Persson do? So she's hit 05. This is her coming up towards the 46, towards the finish, of course it is. So again, the perfect shooting. She needs to find just 3 seconds to take third place. That's what the coaches are telling her.
She's in traffic, which is not helpful.
3 seconds to Emma Lunder, and Emma will be watching this on the big screen.
I'm torn, Mike. I kind of want to see Emma take a podium. So much as I love the Swedish team, I'd like to see Canada have a result today.
Yeah, Emma Lunder, she showed it last season, a 6th position in the first individual race. And it would be great to see Canada on the podium. But you have to say, Lynn Persson getting all the advantage with the split times. They very much ski at a similar pace.
The 3 seconds is quite a lot. It's about 30 meters. And if you had someone 30 meters in front of you, would you catch them? We'll see. We'll find out in a second.
Certainly will. Schneider coming in towards her finish, missing only 1 target. It's a good position. She's 5th. That's a good start position tomorrow in the pursuit competition. Well, here is Lynn Persson. It's going to be so close.
I think she'll just make it, probably by 1 second.
She needs to get under 25.4 behind.
There you go.
1 second deposed Emma Lunder. Well done. So Lynn Persson, good job. 10 out of 10. What an advantage getting those split times from the athlete who's crossed the line a long time ago.
She's an absolute fighter, Mike Tandrevold, isn't she? Even when her technique, even when she's tired and it starts to fall apart, you just see her. She never stops digging.
She doesn't. She needs to find actually 5 seconds on Lynn Persson. Anna Weidel.
Mike, you mentioned her earlier on to me.
I did.
Could be right.
She's just, the ski speed, it worries me a little on this last lap. I think she may lose 11 to 15 seconds on the lap itself. And she finds herself over 10, probably 15 behind as she exits. Well, just a little more, 16.5. Now she needs the last lap of her life.
little giveaway telltale signs that people are not that balanced. Sometimes you're tired and the balance goes. Holding your arm out as you go around a corner just to stabilize yourself is a way of, you know, just a sign that she's pretty exhausted.
So Tandrevold, well, there's the win time, been and gone. She's now has to keep firm, and she knows all of that. The coaches have informed her. 7 seconds behind, so 24.2 she needs to beat across the line. I'm not sure she's going to do it, Ian. On the home straight now, I think Lynn Persson will be a big sigh of relief. And actually, Emma Lunder, she's not going to catch Emma Lunder either. Her time's been and gone. So fading, sadly, for Tandrevold. Oh, what happened there?
Yeah.
But
well, 5th place with 1 penalty. It's more a joint 5th with Herman Wick. That's a good ski time.
It is. It's easy to be critical. But I think Tandrevold, having had those split times, she really tried and then tied up. She didn't have the form today to damage limit. So Venla Lehtinen, bib number 80, coming towards the tail end of the field. Very comfortable, very good routine. Aku Molainen, and it's the women's head coach, and Erik Kolstad, the team leader for Finland, will be getting excited. But has Lehtinen the pace? I would say doubtful to remain in a top 5 position.
We'll see how Anna Wiedel's getting on with her ski time. Lost a little bit.
Oh, look at that. The coaches will make this a pretty tough 4 minutes of her skiing career. They'll be giving her all the info, trying to bring greater performance. Well, here's the athlete you mentioned, and I'll tell you what, Ian, she is skiing very well today.
Come on, don't rush.
Second fastest, Stina Nielsen into the range.
Just took an extra breath there, that's good. Come on.
What a shame.
Okay, let's get it done.
You know, I just feel for her. I just want her to hit 5 out of 5 every time, so she gets brought out of that horrible group 4. So joining us as Lou Jean-Monod, the leader of the IBU Cup table last year, the best, and allowed to race. France gets 7 athletes in this race today. Well, the race was going well. She's missed 2 already in the stand from 3 shots fired.
Interesting. I haven't seen so much of her shooting, but interesting to watch the way she shoots. So she closes her mouth and holds her breath, and then as she releases the shot, she opens her mouth and lets the air out, and then breathes in again, which we don't see a lot of that. You don't see many facial movements during the stand shoot.
Well picked up. I didn't actually notice that. I'll certainly be watching her the next time. I was watching the stability of the rifle. Yes, that is unusual to make any movement from the neck, the head. It should all be weighted and steady. So here comes a very painful 3.5 minutes for Weidel. Now, last split time, Weidel was in 4th place. She was just less than, well, 1.2 seconds behind 3rd place. You can see it now. She's not quite matching Emma Lunder.
The tempo's good. She's just not gliding very far. She's working well.
5th position though, Ian. She was 4th. She's now 5th. She has to try and remain 4 seconds off ahead of her teammate, but she knows how fast Herman finishes. There's the pain I'm talking about.
got to decide whether she tries to overtake an Austrian in the last 200 meters.
Yes, Katarina Komatz ahead of her. She should, and the tray, you have to just call, track, or up, or anything to let the athlete who's ahead of you move.
Well, very, very good result. So, it's not going to go into the lead.
There she passes the Austrian ahead of her, Komatz. It's okay. This is really Anna Weidel bringing something extra to the table. The coaches have told her she wants to get some of those top results and remain in the German team. I'm sure she will. So around the last bend, chasing down Vitozzi's plus 17. It's not going to happen. Chasing down Persons plus 24. That's not going to happen either.
I don't think so.
But great effort. She may still remain ahead of her teammate Denise Herrmann, and that's a really big scalp to get. 5th position.
Yeah, she gets my applause. So she lost time in the first part of this last loop and then gained time towards the end, I think, which, you know, that's not an easy thing to do, to turn it on in the last 5 minutes of pain. That's impressive.
It is, and actually on that, you know, on the easier part of the track, where it's that big descent, maybe to lose time there, those skis are gliding less well than Denise Herrmann's. So from a field of 95, Anna Jupp from Austria just building her position. Ski time is okay. She's learning her trade in the big field, the World Cup. And last year, her shooting wasn't great in prone position. She was a 73% hit rate. That's okay today. That's okay.
Yeah, some glimmers of hope there for the Austrian women coming through. Some good young athletes who technically look good and seem to be disciplined in the range. 4 years cycle up to the next Olympics.
Well, yes, I suppose that really is what it's all about now, isn't it? Creating a team and 3 years of experience. It's a tough experience, and it takes a long time to create a top level up biathlete. So Leitonen turning left, which is up over the last bridge. So this is the feeling as a biathlete, the last climb. You've come up the very steep wall, you've come up over this hill, but I'm so happy you alluded to it earlier. They've taken the final climb out, Ian, before the range.
Yeah, it's not much. It's a tiny little hill, but they'll be glad that it's not there. But it doesn't seem to have improved the shooting today. I mean, the averages are not great.
They're not.
It just shows you how bad it is already at this on this range, how difficult it is, I should say.
But better than the men. In the top 10 at the moment, we have 4 athletes who've shot the perfect score. The men's field had only 2 athletes with the perfect 10 in the top 10. Sophie Cheveux, last starter. So well coached and trained, aren't they? Yeah. This is our 2nd ever World Cup race, and it's a 5 out of 5, where many have failed to date.
Yeah, very disciplined. Unusually 2 good breaths between each shot, not rushing, but exactly the same rhythm every time, and that's what you want.
So Cheveux, this is okay. Do you know what? Great things can happen.
Well done. So hard to block out those cheers.
Yeah, brilliant from Leitonen. And unlike many of her teammates today who were slightly put off in the stand shooting, 10 out of 10 for Leitonen.
Possibly needs to do a little bit of work on that range exit. Taking her time getting the ski poles attached.
Yes, so important to do everything in a relaxed hurry in terms of your
a relaxed hurry. That's a good.
In terms of your range drills.
Now, what we don't want Stina Nielsen to do is to start shooting in a relaxed hurry.
Exactly. Where's she going to shoot? I would always try and come up to lane 16 or 17 to buy yourself more recovery while you're traveling.
One of the things I appreciate about Stina is she's come to biathlon from being at the very top in the elite world of cross-country skiing, and she's taken biathlon and shooting seriously. She tries. It takes a few years to learn to shoot well when you're in this kind of yeah, and it's taking a while, Mike, but
it is.
I hope she's not discouraged, because I love to see her.
Yes, and she proved it last year. She did podium once last year, and I believe she can again. So Rebecca Passler, she showed her strength as a junior. She's showing it again here today with a perfect 10. Look at the time. She may well challenge.
That was confident. And look, very relaxed. Good weight transfer, getting moving forward.
So Rebecca Passler putting the leaders, potentially the medal podium places, under threat. Well, it's a big task, isn't it, for a podium now, I think, from Rebecca. Her pace around the laps 1, laps 2 doesn't indicate that she can pull any time back here.
No, and I think, to be fair for Passler today, a top 10 finish would be an excellent achievement, and probably as much as she could have hoped for, really. And I'm surprised by her, but she carries into this this sport one of the names of the legends from 20, 30 years ago of Passler, and related a niece, I think, a niece of Johan Passler.
Absolutely, yep. Absolutely. And from that fabulous venue, as Janka crosses the line, the fabulous venue of Antrosilva, Janka, 47th position. She gets a start tomorrow, top 60 start tomorrow, and at the moment, 2 minutes 55 behind the winning time, but we'll get your start tomorrow. Still quite a number of athletes. Janka was bib 70 crossed the line, but here we are. This is how it's going to stay. It's going to, at the top end at least. Lisa Theresa Hauser, another victory. Well done to Lisa Theresa. Vitozzi starting number 3 in second place, and Lynn Persson in third. Vera missing 1. Take away that 1 target missed, and Vera would have been totally, absolutely challenging for the podium. Hannah Öberg missing 3. Even the way that she skis around the track, not possible today. Hauser, such a popular winner, I'm sure she will be today. No one will threaten her now, so Lisa Theresa Hauser once again finding her winning ways, taking the sprint competition today and leading the field tomorrow in the pursuit. Sophie Cheveux. Not bad, is it? Your first season of World Cup racing, hitting 10 out of 10.
Yep, this early on in the season. Not that experienced. Hasn't had to cope with these pressures before.
And I think it just shows the strength and the depth of the French team.
She's strong, you can see. I mean, she's, on the one hand, she's strong. On the other hand, she's just sitting back a little going up that hill. Unlike you watched Vitozzi earlier, who's leaning forward and just jumping, getting a little bit of more forward momentum, rather than allowing the skis to stop dead by sitting back. But she's showing actually how strong she is. It's hard to ski up a hill like that.
It is, and especially at 23-year-old, even though you're getting the support from enthusiastic fans. So the tail enders coming in for the final time. Annette Joop. 28 seconds adrift. Remember, she did miss one target in the prone position. 5 to go standing. If she gets all 5, I would estimate she'll finish around the top 35.
Okay, so now the race is on to make the pursuit.
It is. It's survival now. Make tomorrow's race. The coaches will demand that on the way around the last time on the 2.5. Not good.
Got to work it out now. Yeah.
Felix Waldhuber will be disappointed. So Passler, what's she made of? She seemed to go out in controlled, relaxed fashion out through the stadium, saving it maybe for this part of the track to try and close in on some lead times.
Yeah, I think she's skiing fairly well. She's not getting a left-hand lead. I think this is a hill where it's better to lead with your right hand.
Yes, there is a slight camber on this line.
Slight camber, yeah, but it is what it is, and well, she's
14th. That's okay.
I was going to say she will have watched her uncle as a child, but I don't think that's true. I think she probably wasn't born. I think he retired before she was born, I suspect.
As Cheveux shoots for the last time. Bib 95, well, it's one penalty. Just checking, she can't believe it. Yes, you're right. Rebecca Passler, when her uncle crossed the line, taking the bronze medal in 1988. Fem Steinvik, that's just a minute behind, so it's a decent position tomorrow, 27th.
Was that one penalty?
That was 2 penalties.
2 penalties, so yeah, skiing well.
Skiing well, take the positives, analyze the negatives, make them better next time.
Good to see Passler just bashing away up that hill there, not allowing the lactic acid to slow her down.
And it's all very new for Rebecca Passler. World Cup racing didn't happen at all last year for Rebecca. She's still only 21. Showed her strength with a number of medals in the youth and junior category. And Italy was one of the later teams, wasn't it, to develop in specialized schools, biathlon schools, if you like, and develop young female athletes. But it really is paying off now.
So she's going to be inside a minute of the leader, Hauser, and that comes as a result of holding it together on the range and coming away with a 0.
Yes, so that's good. Your first season World Cup biathlon, Rebecca Passler, a 21-year-old, 17th position. Yep, I'd be happy with that.
Very good.
And that places her, actually, Ian, as 3rd best Italian to date. Vitozzi still holding on to 2nd, Vera 9th, and Rebecca Passler. Now, this is a growing team.
Yeah, we now have, well, I mean, it's early days, but it does look like we now have 3 good competitive female Italian biathletes.
Yes, and growing below. Stina Nielsen, great memories from March when they came here shortly after the Olympics. She won her first podium position, then 3rd place. Sadly, 3 targets missed today, and finds herself just at the moment, just inside to start tomorrow. Top 60 starting tomorrow.
Good. I hope she does. She needs the practice.
She does, and then she might break free from this, the lock that she has into Group 4. And that's based on the fact that she's producing the worst results for Sweden. And sadly, that's the way it works. The worst option in terms of group possibilities.
Yep, that's fair.
Very fair. So confirmation as we look at Lisa Theresa Hauser at the top of the world today. Vitozzi, incredible turnaround, Ian. Last year it didn't go well for Vitozzi. She's done nothing wrong so far this season.
No, it's odd, isn't it? But she's got that one penalty to take into account. But oddly enough, I mean, she'll be disappointed because it cost her the win. But oddly enough, it'll give her confidence that her ski speed is good. And you need that confidence going into a pursuit race, because there's so many different pressures. It's such a tactical race that inevitably some of the shooting goes wrong. And if you know you can still get on the podium and come second by going around a penalty loop, that'll help her tomorrow.
Certainly will, and yep, but well, here's Hauser. First of all, she didn't do well in the individual. She was 27th. The relay was good. And today she finds the top of the podium. Svicevic will not start in the pursuit. Well, she was desperately trying to hold it together. I miscalled Hauser, actually. It was 32nd in the individual competition, uncharacteristically missing 3 targets. That was 3 minutes added onto her time. And they were 8th in the relay 2 days ago, the Austrian team.
Yeah. Therefore, Hauser coming into today's race, operating under the radar, no one expecting anything. But that's often what she does, Hauser.
Yes, when it's least expected. It wasn't really expected today. The ski speed has improved massively. Maya coming across there, 48th position. She will start for Switzerland tomorrow. Akhatova, Kazakhstan, well, 5:04 behind. And 3 minutes penalty, day off tomorrow. Can get her mindset ready for Austria next week.
Gasping for air there.
Yeah. Yes, an indication of limited form at the moment as Sherrington comes in. And, well, she'll be so impressed that her teammate Emma Lunder is 4th, but, well, 1.2 seconds faster, she would have been on the podium.
Emma's best result, though, she up to today, 6th was her best ever result in a World Cup. So she's had a personal best, so she'll be satisfied, I think.
Take the positives. She'll be very, very satisfied, I'm sure. Although Andrew Musgrave, a couple of days ago, he said he didn't know quite how painful 4th position was. He had been there before at World Championships, but World Cup racing 3 seconds off the podium. And Emma Lunder finds herself 1.2 off the podium.
Tough to watch the race unfold when you're an early starter and you've had such a good result. There comes a moment where you start to think, oh, well, hey, wow, maybe today's the day. And then you start to see someone ski out the range after a 0, after the stand shoot, and you're wondering, oh, are they going to beat me? And it becomes a little of a, probably, stress watching the race. But
very much as Ramonova finds out she won't start in the pursuit with a 73rd position, missing again. So many missing 3 targets today. Goes Sophie, so Sophie Cheveux. I thought maybe, Ian, she might make the top 35. I think she has to now push very hard to make the top 35.
Still going to be inside a minute, and I think for someone who's had so little experience at World Cup, to finish a World Cup sprint within a minute, I think, probably thereabouts, and make the pursuit is a good result. No, she's going to be about a minute and 10, 15 seconds.
She certainly is. And hey, your first season biathlon, it's a learning curve. It's dealing with cameras, dealing with pressure, self-pressure. And yeah, this is okay. Well, maybe just top 35. Magnussen deposing. And yes, well, 34th position, just under top 35. Good effort. 2nd World Cup race.
She'll be congratulated for that.
She will. You can't give more. I did wonder, Ian, as the race started over an hour ago, has it become colder? I don't think so. I don't mean colder. It's dropped a little. Has the track become slower? Maybe fractionally.
Maybe faster in some areas and slower in others. I don't think it's not wet at all, so she's going to be marginal.
Shukova shooting well, but 76th position, 3:05 behind. Well, exhaustion crossing the line. Bakla Vikova. she's better than that. The 2 gold medals at Junior Worlds last year and 1 bronze. I really had her for a top bracket today, a top 20. But actually, I also had Vitozzi in 2nd place today. But
Yeah,
so I got something right.
Nah, you got that right.
Fukuda. The bridge. Little recovery as you drop over the bridge, get into the tuck position. I had a great team up here just 3.5 weeks ago. British Masters team, lovely group, and using these tracks every day. We had that 30-lane international range, not quite to ourselves. It was half full, but plenty breathing space. And end of October, beginning of November, so nice to ski around these tracks, meter-deep snow.
Perfect.
And the organising committee, what a great job they've done here.
Yeah, they're such a happy bunch in Contiolahti, aren't they? They love biathlon. They love being able to put on a show. If you see some of the aerial shots of this stadium, it's just a cluster of wooden buildings.
Yeah.
Really, it's nothing special, but it is Finland's focus for biathlon now, isn't it?
It's wonderful. Fukuda, well, unfortunately, it's not a start tomorrow. And it's 4:03 behind. Yes, an incredible, and many of the IBU officials saying, it really is. There's such a good organising committee. They make everything quite easy, very willing, very positive. Tonight, Lisa Teresa Hausel will be very happy. 20 minutes and 39.5. Vitozzi, 17 behind. That's where she starts tomorrow in the pursuit. Lynn Persson, congratulations to Lynn. She's, in that top 7. But not often getting the podium. Delighted today to see that Emma Lunder from Canada, her best ever 4th position.
Tandrevold and Herman start in exactly the same time tomorrow, so they're going to have. They'll be going out the pursuit gate exactly the same moment. I wonder who will take the lead.
Well,